Hello everyone, and welcome back to my fish saltwater nanotake experience. And I made a saltwater video a long time ago on a different channel. And people complained that I didn't really show step by step how to do things. I just kind of showed you the end product. So I'm going to try and mesh these little video clips together to show you how to actually do this. Now for my little nano tank, which you can see, step one is you find the proper place for your tank. Now, this can be a lot of places. You want it to be level, and somewhere you don't expect to move it anytime soon. Because moving a tank, even a 5-gallon tank, is difficult. I've moved a full 5-gallon tank, but it's not like, that's not impossible, it's just difficult. So, for a nano tank, even though it's small, pick somewhere you don't expect to move the thing. Now, for me, I picked it on this, like, I can't remember what she called it, a buffet. I think it's a buffet. I don't know why it's called it, but it's really old. It's level, it's fine, and I don't expect to move it. You want to put it somewhere that direct sunlight won't hit it, because it'll make algae grow. You don't want any algae, at least not a lot of it. So you don't want any nuisance algae, so don't put it in direct sunlight. Don't put it where there's a draft. Yeah, so basically find somewhere where it's near an outlet. So I'm near 2 here. And that's step 1, basically. Find your flood. Step 2, sorry, wow, it's really dark over here. And then step 2 is to, let me turn the light on. Hold on. Okay, did that help at all? No, not really. Hold on. Okay, that helps some. Alright. Step 2 is to put everything inside your tank first, mechanical-wise. So go ahead and put your heater in, which I did there, the little itty-bitty heater. You want to put your heater somewhere that it gets good water flow, so that when the water hits the heater, it blows the nice warm water also to the tank. So don't put it somewhere that's stagnant and the hot water won't move. Think about when you're swimming in a pool and you hit a hot pocket of water. You don't want that. You want to swim through the whole, you want the fish to swim through the whole tank and have constant water temperature. Because drastic changes like that will, 1, make them sick, and 2, it won't help the whole tank. And it's kind of a waste of your money. Why even have a heater at all? So, yep, put your heater in, and put your filter in if you don't have one built in, like I have, you know, the little filter. Now, depending what your filter needs, you may need to rinse it out first. I had to rinse out this filter. That's one thing I did you didn't see. I had to rinse out the charcoal. You rinse out charcoal until it rinses clean, because it has sort of a powder on it. So, you know, rinse out the charcoal. And I did that, and you put it back, see it's all wet. You put it back and you're all done. Make sure the pump's inside. It is. Everything's attached. Make sure it's all good. Now, supposedly you're supposed to do a leak test first. I've never done that. I just I cross my fingers and hope it's fine. Now, okay, step 3, is if you're going for a sanded bottom, this is when you put in the sand. I tried doing, last time I did this, I put it in second after the water, and that was stupid. Always put the sand in first, because it's going to displace the water. So, I cut a hole in the bag, and now I'm just going to pour the sand. Pour the sand. This is more difficult than it looks. Pour the sand. Okay, I'm pouring the sand. I should have made a bigger hole, really. This is my fault. Pouring the sand in this tank. This is exciting. This is getting annoying. One-handed. Two-handing it now. Still pouring the sand. This is very exciting from your end. I see the black screen. It's so exciting. As I continue to pour my little mountain of sand. Now, almost done. There's just a lot of it, okay? That's more than I thought. Okay. Okay. I poured the sand. You don't need to be really careful with this. I mean, now, let me explain why you need to do it first. Now, when I did it second, it was very stupid in me, because when you put sand in, you know when you get in a bathtub full of water, the water you know, raises up because your body weight kind of adds to the water and you fill it up and it spills over the side if you didn't measure right. Yeah, that's what happens here. If I had filled this up first, this much sand would have taken up space and the water would have went cascading over the sides. So always do your sand first. You can add a little bit of water in the bottom if you want or whatever, but you don't have to. This is sort of it. Looks like there's a little packet in here. Little something. Hold on. Biomagnet clarifier. Safe for all type of aquarium. Biomagnet will help clear aquarium water fast. For new tanks, place sand or gravel. Decorations and water in the tank. Use scissors to open packet. Keep away from your eyes and mouth. Add dose to a jar of aquarium water and first mix. Then add slowly to the aquarium. Keep out of reach of children. Once again, everything keep out of reach of children. Okay. So, my other sand when I had that. Did it actually clear the water? No. It took about 3 or 4 days for the water to actually clear. So, we'll just assume that's a big fat lie. Now, you're going to want to lay the sand down. The sand feels nice. Nice sand. Nice color. Looks like a lot of sand, doesn't it? A lot of sand. You just kind of want to lay it down. Kind of do what you want to do with it. I usually try to do an even layer of sand. A bit thicker than I wanted, really. I usually go for like an inch. I mean, my 5-gallon, it varies, but this seems a little thicker than I'd want. Really. I mean, it's about, let's see, an inch of sand going on here. But whatever. So, it's about an inch of sand on this. Now, you want to spread it out. Like I said, do what you want here. It's up to you. It'll look better when water gets into it. Let's see. That's wonderful. I think it just touched a dead, what do you call them? I used to have them in my tank. They're little clear-looking crustaceans. They're amphipods or something. Yeah, I think there's a dead one right there. See that white thing? Yeah, right there. I see little legs. I do believe that's a dead one. It is live sand, I guess, and when you take it out of Fiji, you're gonna find bodies. So, yes. The sand is now in the tank. Ooh, sand in the tank. And I'm going to do another clip and kind of fuse these together. I don't know how well this will look. But okay, sand's in the tank, and I need to get the water. So, let's get the water. Hello again, and this is a continuation of the same video, I believe. So, we're going to add the water now. And you're going to want to put something inside to sort of kind of help not displace the sand like crazy. I mean, regardless of what you do, the water's going to be murky, but the least murky is better. So we're going to try and do that. So you fill up a pitcher of water, or you have a siphon in a big thing of water, or any way you want to put water. Don't worry about prime, don't worry about anything. There's nothing in the tank yet. There's no worry about anything. No temperature, nothing. This is just cold tap water. Okay, so you take it, and you go ahead and pour the water inside. You try and be gentle, but I mean, regardless of what happens, it's going to be murky as hell, so. Yep, you can already see the murkiness is coming. And just kind of do this. Slowly adding water until you get to where you should be. Not hard. Once again, no prime, no nothing. You can add prime if you want. It's up to you which way you want to do it. I'm just going to go straight cold turkey in this. That's how I usually do it. Alright, so that's one. And it'll be quite more of those. So, add water. Okay. Now that that is done, you have to... Okay, now that the water's all up inside, you gotta make sure you get the level right. I had to take some water out because I didn't really consider the fact that the filter itself wouldn't be taking any water away from this. So, yeah. you have to keep in mind that if you have an internal filter, when you actually turn it on, I mean external filter. If you have an external filter, like pretend this isn't inside the tank, when you turn it on, it would take away some of the water level to go inside the canister itself. And it could take away a fair amount if you don't really pay attention. So I filled mine way too much before I actually, you know, realized that. But, because I filled it for that instance, but this one, the water filled into this really rather quickly, and it had the water up to like there, so you can see where the water level was. You want at least like 1/4 of an inch around, so you have some, you know, give room. You don't want the water coming over the edge. Like this, see the filter is pumping and moving now. And it's not, it's even with the filter wiggling the surface, it's not going to come off and go over the edge. It's really your goal. Okay, so besides that, you need to, okay, turn on your filter. Now that you have this in, you turn on your filter. I haven't added prime yet. You want to get it circulating first. And remember, when you turn your filter on, you want the top of the surface of the water to be agitated in some degree. That's because oxygen is gotten through the water by agitation from the surface. Agitation causes the, it's been a while since I've done fish. I used to know this stuff like the back of my hand. Agitation in the surface of the water releases the carbon dioxide out of the water, and oxygen is easier to obtain. Like this, when I first put it in, was facing so that it was moving the water in the middle, but nothing on the surface. And you don't want that because the water on the surface will become stagnant, and you want to at least move it a little. So what I did, because it's a saltwater tank and I want some decent movement, I did so it moves the top a little bit, and I arranged it so that it's up and down, so that a little bit hits the top and a little bit's going sort of down to the middle. And it is going around. As you can see, it's not really too cloudy. I've seen, if you, there's another, okay, if you look at another video by Superperson Me, my old channel, I believe it's just Superperson X. It's like setting up a 29-gallon tank. It's a really bad video, and it's a couple of years old. It wasn't that good. And, well, it's sort of, the first time I did it, I put the sand in second, and the tank was a milky mess for like 5 or 6 days. This way, actually, this isn't bad. This was like day 3 when I started my other tank, and this isn't that bad. Bad thing is, bad thing about this, is that, you know how the water agitated the sand somewhat? You can see it's not perfect on the bottom, and I sort of want to smooth it out, but as you can see, the water level is really high. And the moment I stick my hand in here to go down there, the water's going to increase. And increase, see? I'm not even 1/4 of the way, I'm not even touching it. So, oh, it's freezing. Okay. But as you can see, I really want to adjust the sand, but I sort of can't because the water level is way too high. That's another thing I really should have took into consideration. But once again, I'm not an expert at this. I'm a hobbyist. A pet owner. But, okay, so you have the water going. Got your pump going. You need to turn your heater on, too, which I haven't done yet. It's still hanging there. You need to get everything going. And when everything's going, you can finally start adding your prime. Now, if you got the same prime I do, you do not need a lot of this. At all. You do not need a lot of this. You don't. Like, what I'm going to pour right now is 1,000,000 times more than I'll ever need. Let me just make sure. See, 1 capful of this does 50 gallons. This is nowhere near 50 gallons. So I'm just going to pour that. Boom. I'm done. Do you see that? I'm done. Like, that's all I'm going to add. This is 5 gallons. This is a nano tank. It does not need a lot. So that's all you do. Add your prime. It is now slowly shifting the prime through. And I'm just going to let this settle for a little bit. Now, you know, and I'm going to turn the heater on. I'm going to put the light in. And I'll show you that in a second. So let me do that really quick. Alright, at this point, you should have the water inside your tank. And like I had before. And all I did that I didn't show on camera was I added the salt. Which is really, really easy. And really doesn't need to have an instructional video for. You just basically follow the instructions. Here, I'll show you. Like, on this salt, if you got the same salt I did, it says on the side, it zooms in and all, it says to use 1/2 cup per US gallon of water. So, since this makes 10, obviously I use 5 of those 1/2 cups to make the 5 gallons of salt. Take into account that the salt will raise the water level when you put it in there. So since there's no rocks or anything at this time in your tank, you're going to have to take water out regardless when you put the rocks in, because that's going to raise the water level as well. So at this point you should have water, salt, and prime in your water. And you want to let it just run. You could add rocks now. If the salt's fine, it doesn't matter. If you're doing the live rock route, you can add live rocks right now. As long as the salt's level, you're fine. You can do that. But I may or may not. Maybe. I may some now. I don't know. All depends. But so that's basically the beginning of setting up your tank. Nothing really fancy. Oops. There we go. So, yep, here is the tank. As you can see, it's still cloudy. Not nearly as bad as when I did it with my 29 gallon, but I guess I'm better at it now. Yep. So, this is kind of the boring stage, but we're going to be adding lots of stuff to the tank and make it pretty and enjoyable to look at. So, keep watching my videos and, you know, comment, rate, subscribe, like, dislike. Tell me what you want to know about fish. And suggest what you think I should put in the tank, eh? What do you think I should put in the tank? You know, what fish? I'm probably doing clownfish, but, you know. So, yep. That's pretty much setting up a tank. So let me know what you think, and have a super day.